Confessions of a Filmmaker coming up this morning on 7 a.m. Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. It is 7 a.m. It is May 4th, 2021. What a gorgeous, gorgeous day it looks like we're going to have. I just feel like it's going to be a great day. A gorgeous day out there. Enjoy it. I need a shave. I know. I'm sorry. How's everybody doing out there? Please let me know. I'm really enjoying these morning conversations with all of you, where we have some coffee, some laughs, sometimes not many laughs, and just a positive outlook on the day ahead. And usually in the mornings, I remember before I started this show, I would try to post a positive post every day, and I did that for years and years. I just every morning I had to find something positive to just post, and that was a very fun thing. And I got some people telling me that they really looked forward to it, and so I was pressured to do it. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to do something a little bit more, I guess, more involved in that. Instead of a meme, I wanted to actually present something, some kind of a communication of whatever. And so anyway, I came up with this idea, you know. So I really am grateful to everyone that watches. I appreciate the comments and the nice messages and everything. The private messages are really sweet. I thank you very much. If you do like this, please like, share, and subscribe. As they say, that's what you're supposed to say. I think I don't like to say that because it's so cliche, but like, share, and subscribe. If you do like it, hit the little like button. And then if you think, hey, you know what, my friend might actually like it too, let me share it with my friend. And then there's a little button that says subscribe on YouTube. And you just hit that little red button. And then next to it is a little bell. You hit the bell. So every time I go live or I have or a new video, you get notified and then we can hang out together. And I appreciate it. As we continue in our lives, growing old together, which is a lot of fun, I appreciate you all being in my life. All right. So let's start what I was going to be talking about today. This is a something that I don't normally like to talk about too much because it's sort of like behind the scenes, but it's sort of behind the scenes, right? And that has to do with filmmaking and that process, um, and what are some of the challenges that I went through or still going through to some degree, but just made it over this huge hurdle this past weekend, which was an incredible feeling to finally get there and to finally be completed with it with with an actual film that I've been working on for so many years, almost 4 years, believe it or not. And a lot has happened in 4 years. You know, we had a my son is 4.5, so he was just born. Um, Jobs, money situations, wondering if we're going to stay here, we're going to move, pandemic, all those things occurred in the last 4 years and made it challenging. But those aren't the excuses that I would use, because I could have always completed it, and sometimes, you know, in a person's life or in my life anyway, I try to look at things for like what they really are and what I'm really doing. Can I really complete this or is this really difficult? It was difficult, but there were times when I could have done something, maybe spend a little bit more money to get some more help, maybe ask a few more people if I needed to move forward, and if they can help me move forward. But I didn't take that route for whatever reason. I decided to just try to go on my own, you know, and that didn't go well. But I learned a lot. I mean, this was me. For me, this was like going to a 4 year. I won't say college because I'm not college, but it's like a 4-year workshop where you actually work the actual thing that you want to do, right? And this feels like I did that. I learned a tremendous amount about filmmaking and the behind the scenes things, communicating with people in the industry, um, and just learning. Really, that's how I spent my days. So I have 5 things here, and there's probably more. These will probably break down into like another 5 each one, but these are the 5 things that I realized, that I came to the conclusion at the end of this process, that I kind of said, you know what? These 5 things is what I really, really learned the most in this journey that I'm on. And from this moment on, because of that, spending that time, I feel like, whoosh, it is up. It is. I'm off to the races, as they say. I feel very, very more, very, very more. I feel very, very empowered, and just much more in present time, and able to um to take on a project now very confidently, knowing the steps and I should do next. And I mean, there's always challenges that are going to come up, so I can't say everything, because that's ridiculous, right? There are going to be challenges that come up, and you're going to have to resolve certain things. um but as far as I'm concerned right now, I'm a much, much better filmmaker and person, because of the struggles that I went through in the last 4 years. So let's go on to number one. So number one it applies really to a lot of different things, but number one is just a simple word: expectations. If you expect things from anyone, from anything, you are going to be disappointed to some degree. You can expect things from your family. You could expect things from your spouse. You could expect things. Good morning, Anna. Welcome, welcome. Talking about the expectations right now. Um, if you think, because man, I've been working hard, and I've been putting all my blood, sweat, and tears in here, and nobody appreciates me. I expect respect. I expect this. I expect that. If you have that as your viewpoint, you're gonna struggle, and you're always constantly gonna look for more things that you feel that you should have, that you are expecting. What's up, Clayton Bartner, my best friend? How you doing, buddy? Thank you for being here. We're talking about expectations. And so when you have that expectations, you really do tend to build a foundation on it, because now this is what I expect this, and you start building these lies on top of it. So here's the thing you have to do. Do not expect anything from anyone. If you ask for help and you get it, awesome. If you don't, move on. If you feel that you're being taken advantage of, look at the situation and make sure that that person that you feel is taking advantage of you is really taking advantage of you, and you not just thinking that you deserve more for whatever reason, right? Make sure that that's an actual thing, because you could be blaming someone who's working hard and trying to do their best, and maybe isn't all has their own issues going on in their head, who's not really making you wrong, but it just can't give you what you want. And maybe what you want is something that's really not. Maybe you're already getting it and you don't even realize you're getting it. Sometimes sometimes I'll be in the kitchen and I have dishes. Our dishwasher is on the fritz, right? So we're waiting for it to get repaired. So I've been doing dishes. It's been 2 weeks now. My fingers are all like blistered. So sometimes I'm doing dishes and I'm like, man, it's like the kids dirty too many dishes. My wife doesn't, she's at work all day. She comes home and she just wants to chill out with the kids and stuff. I'm like, and I get that in my head and I'm starting like, damn, man. And then it goes away. I start kind of coming to my senses, and I start coming to present time, and I start, okay, what am I doing? I'm just doing dishes, for the love of God. Okay, let me just get through the dishes. So I put on some music, I put on my earpieces on, and my earpieces? I put my earpiece on, and I start listening to music. I start doing the dishes, and I start, making myself come up tone. And and forcing myself to actually be happy, and realizing the benefits that I have in my life, and how fortunate I am and how grateful I am, and all those things. I start really focusing on that, and I tell you, it goes away. But you have to catch yourself, and that's where it gets tricky, because if you start going down that route, it becomes a real issue. Ethan, how are you? Hey, my man, here at 7 a.m. with y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. So we're talking about expectations. So yes, don't expect anything. Just be grateful if somebody helps you. If you ask for help, if you have somebody who's just wants to help you all the time, that's awesome. But expectations, look out for them, and control it. Number two on my list here, as a filmmaker, there's not a lot of money. You know, on a more serious note, I hate dishes, but yes, very grateful to be doing this for my family. That's right. Grateful for doing dishes with the family. Exactly. You have a family and you have to provide stuff, and this is what we're here. Unless you get a somebody to do dishes for you, or you use paper. I was talking to Pamela. I was like, to my wife, I said, you know what? Why don't we freaking just get like paper dishes? You know what I mean? And we just get a big stack of those. I don't like the styrofoam ones because those stay on Earth for like 100 billion years. But just get the paper ones and just start. This is what we start doing. Just start doing paper. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, let's do that. So she hasn't agreed to with it yet, but I'm gonna buy it anyway. And I'm gonna start doing that. This will cut down the dishes. It also save water. It also save my fingers a little bit from getting whatever. So, and yes, I use Dawn because that's what my wife said. She said, "Well, don't you use Dawn? It's supposed they use it to clean the dolphins." I'm like, man, the dolphins don't be doing dishes, man. All right, it's enough with that rant. So anyway, expectations. So the second thing on my list here, as a filmmaker, there's really it's really not a lot of money. It's a passion thing. You love to do it. It's something that I cannot not do it. I have to do it. I have to be creative. I have to create things. I have to create stuff. I don't know. I just have to. It's just part of who I am. I'm an artist. I'm a spiritual being that likes to create things that were not there before, whether that's music, film, stories, jokes, whatever it is. I like to do that. And so when I dove into this in 2000 and I'd say 2000 and about 2008, 2008 was when I started auditioning heavily, and 9 and 10. So we're looking at a good 12 years now that I've been 12, 13 years that I've been in this industry. But first in front of the camera as an actor, and then probably the last 7, 8 years that I've been in Bayonne, I've been really in behind the camera, writing and directing. And it's a hard gig, man. You have to find people that are willing to work, people that you have to find money to produce things, to pay for certain things, even if you're paying if you're just feeding the cast, and they're all willing to work with you, and you're fortunate enough to find actors, good actors that are willing to work with you. You got to feed them, right? So sometimes it can be a couple $100 to feed a crew. You got the crew plus the cast. So it can get pretty pricey. Plus the time that it takes to actually put a film together. It's a very, very grueling and difficult thing. So number two is the support system that you have at home. If you don't have a good support system at home, and I mean home, I don't mean friends that and if you don't live with you, if you live alone, it's fine. I'm talking about when you live wherever you go at night to lay down, to sleep, to eat, to shower, all these things that you do at home. That environment, if you don't have a support system in that environment, you're going to struggle tremendously. I mean, you are not going to be able to it's going to be so hard for you to get up in the morning and want to be creative when you have someone that's actually not making you feel like what you're doing is worthwhile. And that you have to spot right away. And unfortunately, there's only two handlings to that. You know what they are? Number one, you handle them, make them realize that what you're doing is not something that you can stop doing. You have to do it. That's number one. So you have to handle them on that and communicate it honestly, and if there's somebody who cares about you, they will respect that and they will actually understand it and then support you. That's number one. And that's a tough one. And that's the one that I did because I didn't have full support all the time until maybe just now, maybe 5 years ago, that things started. I started doing things that were actually becoming profitable, at least this much. And now I get full support from my wife. My kids are very supportive. My family, my brother, my sisters, my nieces right here. I have my niece here, very supportive. My nieces, my nephews, all very supportive, and I'm very grateful for that. But that one element had to be resolved because that's where I come home to sleep, right? That's where the problem is. So you have to resolve that first, that support system. Number two is you have to disconnect. That is the hardest thing. You got to look at your spouse and be like, look, I know we've been married for 12 years, but you got to get out of my house. You can't really just be doing that, right? That's a difficult thing to do, but you have to make choices. If you're unhappy in your home, when you come home and you feel like you're not being validated as an artist, then you have to make tough decisions in your life. And what I suggest is go find friends that you trust and people that you care about. Go to your spiritual religion or your leaders, spiritual leaders, and get some type of advice on this because it has to be done, unfortunately. It could also be you live with your family. It could be you live with your in-laws. It could be that you live with somebody, that uncle that just moved into the house because he's not able to take care of himself, and sleeps in the back room, but he's kind of a jerk. It can be that. So you have to figure out all these things in order to get anywhere, especially with filmmaking and just art in general. Support system at home. Number three, this one is that you're in it alone. You know, you could have a team around you. You could have people to help you. But at the end of the day, there's this moment that you have to sit down quietly in a room with a pen and a paper. And I still use pen and paper. I have my book right here with my little religious quotes at the bottom. And I use that religiously. You see what I did there? Is my religious book. um and I write down all my thoughts. I write down all my ideas, and I start working on projects. And I start working on I even have lists of things that I have to do. And sometimes they can be as easy as like call up the landlord to help fix with the dishwasher. Look for this, look for that, whatever it is. But you are the one that has to do that. You are alone in this venture because you are a spiritual being that has your own identity. You have your own create, you have your own abilities. It's you that wants to do this stuff, right? It's not others that want you, like, he needs to do this. Let's grab him and let's put him up. I mean, that happens to some people, right? I'm sure through history, people just gravitate to somebody's energy and they just grab them and they just want to put them up on a pedestal for whatever reason, right? But no, you're alone in this. You have to kind of look at that as, and it can be depressing saying this. It's like, well, I'm not alone. I got my friends and I got my family. Yeah, you got them, but they ain't going to sit there and help you write a film or put stuff together because that's not their game. Right? That's not what they're doing, right? So you are, to some degree, actually to a big degree, you are in this alone. You have to kind of sit down and figure out what it is that you're doing. Let me read some comments here. Um, yeah, exactly. Save your fingers. Love your creativity, by the way. Thank you, Anna. It's my niece, very supportive. Thank you. I love you. Um, Thank you. I appreciate that. She says you could not have said that any better. Hey, Uncle did something good. What's up? Um, I could have been that uncle in the back room that was kind of annoying, but I'm always supportive, but I could be annoying. Anyway, the next one, number cuatro, is learn the process yourself with people. Learn the process yourself, right? Um, so filmmaking is a process. Filmmaking, there's a whole bunch of little things that have to be kind of done, and this happens with any industry. Again, you can use this list for pretty much anything, right? But whatever it is that you're passionate about that you want to do, instead of trying to find people that can do every element of it, what I learned was that let me learn how to do it myself. Like like writing. Like I remember in the beginning of filmmaking, I remember saying like, well, maybe somebody can write a script, a script, because I can't write a script, and they can write it, and looking for people to write scripts. And I was just like, you know what, let me just write my own thing. And I sat there and I wrote up my own script, my first one, which was the coffee list. You can see that on YouTube if you're interested. And I wrote that, and we had a great time. I called up the cast. I knew some people, some camera and sound and all this stuff. Called them up, and we made a really nice, cute film. Seems like so long ago. I look at that film now, and I'm like, my God, I was a kid. But I wasn't a kid, that's for sure. But I just wrote it myself, and then I just decided, let me write the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And I'm up to about 7 films that I've written, and directed and cast, and some of them I even shot. The one that I just finished right now called "And on That Day," I basically just shot it myself. And I had Lisa Zelensky was there with me, and she was fantastic. She helped me with camera work and angles and stuff like that. But I held the camera a lot of times. My back was killing me the next day, and because I'm short, I couldn't really get, if the actor was really tall, I had to climb on top of furniture and on top. It was like I was climbing on top of desks in an office that we were using, and but it was really interesting. Very very interesting. So learn the process yourself. Learn how to edit. Learn about casting. Learn about writing. Learn about did I say editing? Yeah, I said editing. Learn about the process, all the little things about filmmaking that you can, as much as you possibly can. Yes, you have to find professionals sometimes who are really more committed into certain things, which is I'm going to talk about in the next one. But learn as much about it as you can, so when somebody's talking to you about what they have to do, you already know, I kind of have an idea of what you're talking about. You're not like lost, right? So make sure you do that. No, learn about cameras, learn about lighting, learn about blocking. Blocking is when you have the all the actors in one place, and where one walks to the other, where they actually walk and interact with one another within the camera frame. That's called blocking. So learn all about that stuff. Number 5 is, let me read what we have here. Not to throw you off, this is my niece, but I am a firm believe of Christ. I firmly believe of Christ, and I have been struggling with this subject. I believe I've been placed on your path this morning to hear your message and take it in. I appreciate this today. Thank you, Unc. Wow, that is like powerful right there. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate that so much. I love you. You are one of the funniest and most creative people in our family as well. I mean, we're all a creative family, which has been the case. But Anna is very special, very funny, and has tremendous energy. And she's got a YouTube channel. Um, Write it in there so I can share your YouTube channel. She does makeup and nails, and she's great. She's down in Florida. So this is what I'm talking about, and this is why I do this in the morning. So I appreciate that, Anna. Thank you. When you're gonna throw me off, that is the way you throw me off. Don't worry about that. I love that. And last one right here is number 5 is hire people with experience. Now, this one kind of goes, when you learn the process, there are certain things that you need to hire somebody. Like for instance, I was struggling with the editing, right? So I just took COVID that year to take a bunch of courses online on editing, you know. And this is my niece's YouTube channel, YouTube Ana Macias, Macias, and check her out. She does a lot of cool stuff over there. She's also very entertaining, um, and is very awesome. Cool. Thank you, Anna. Um, so sometimes with editing, I just decided, you know what, I have a year, or I didn't know I had a year at the time, but we were in COVID and we are stuck at home and stuff. So I just started studying editing, and I started editing my film, and I completed editing my film. Then I went back and I'm trying to correct it, the color and the sound. Man, that was hard. I could not figure out the coloring thing, and I wanted to have I wanted the film is a sort of a I want the film to feel somewhat older, like an old film. So I didn't want it to be bright colored and everything. I wanted to have a little bit of a almost drabbiness to it. Um, and I could not get that color. So I found somebody on Fiverr, which I use Fiverr now, and I've used them before in the past. And if you don't know what Fiverr is, it's fiverr.com, and you can hire somebody to do pretty much anything, and they're all over the world. And you look at their ratings, and they have really good ratings and reviews and all that stuff. And you just hire them. Sometimes they're in other countries. So I found a sound guy to do the sound because the sound was atrocious. I could not match it up or anything. I had no idea how to do this. I hired him, and he's in Berlin. So had a 6 hour difference. So that made it a little bit of a challenge, but we worked together on that, and he was fantastic. And he's on the credits of my film. And then I found a guy to do the coloring who gave me the 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 grayness that I wanted, the old style. I was kind of thinking of that old film Prisoner of Second Avenue with Jack Lemmon. It was a Neil Simon film. It was a Neil Simon play originally. Then it was a film with Jack Lemmon, and it was a comedy, and it's just funny. And that film has that color that I was trying to capture. And the guy found that color, and he kind of matched up the whole film to that, and it's great. I love it. I think it looks really what I wanted to. I didn't want crisp. I'm not a big fan of 4K, 8K, 100K, where it's so clear. It's like, look, it's so clear. It's almost like the person is right there. Um, I don't want that. I want a film quality. I want the softness. I want the Godfather look. I want something that doesn't look so like a soap opera, like a midday soap opera where it's perfectly clear and crisp and all the lights and everything. That's too much. I want to give the film a feel, an emotion. Um, so anyway, I found a wonderful company called Soft Light, and they did the work for me, and they were in Pakistan, as a matter of fact, and so we had a bit of a hour difference as well. But they were so good, very professional, and delivered the product that I wanted. So at some point, when you realize that something is stopping you, you cannot give up. You have to find somebody that has the expertise to kind of get that done. Finally, somebody said it. You can care less for the 100K stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yep, yep. So that's my list, and then I do have a bonus one, number 6, which is have fun. This process of filmmaking or any kind of art that you want to do is grueling. A lot of sacrifices you have to make, a lot of risks that you have to take, things that you really don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And you have to sit your family down and you be like, look, I'm going to try something here. I don't know if this is gonna work. This could completely blow up in my face. Um, but I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna do the best I can to move forward on this idea that I have because I feel that it's a thing. I feel it. I feel it. I have good instincts. I've always had my instincts have always been pretty sharp. And recently, the last 25 years of my life through my religion, I've strengthened that to such a degree and I have more to go, but I am like very, very much in present time and know what I'm feeling, and that's a challenging thing to sit down your family and tell them, look, I might have to quit my job and we might have to figure out how else. We might have to cut down. Let's not buy this. Let's not have a car. Let's not buy a house yet. These are things that we could have done and we have not done because of that, because we just said let's chill out a little bit. My wife also is an artist as well. She's really become an amazing artist now. And oh, this is it. I was just talking about my wife. Look at that. And she just wrote, "You've come a long way, baby. Thank you, honey. I love you." And as I was saying, she's an amazing artist now. She has this wonderful website and wonderful art that she's doing. And this is her website, another plug, yourwholesomejourney.com. If you want to get a print, she's got wonderful stuff for Mother's Day. It's perfect for Father's Day, for Christmas, for anything. Get a nice, beautiful piece of artwork from my wife. But now that we both have this reality, we've have this common goal. We can sit down and have these conversations and take these risks that are risky. We have a thing coming up now that's just like very, very crazy that we're doing, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And okay, I can go on and on and on about this, but we're reaching the 30-minute mark, which usually I'm only here about 23 minutes. But today was a very passionate conversation. Plus, I had wonderful comments from people. So, my niece says support is so important. Sacrificing an investment is crucial in the things you want to do in life. Absolutely. And investment also comes not just investment financially in things, but investment in yourself is the most important thing. Personal development, finding something, that a platform that you can actually, that helps you. And I'm saying a platform, a foundation, a business tools. As you guys all know, I'm always talking about the Way to Happiness booklet. If anybody wants a free copy of this, I can mail it to you. All you have to do is just send me an email at johnhenrysoto@protonmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to send that out to you. If you don't like the physical thing and you don't want to wait, just send me your email address and I will send it to you directly via electronic email. And Brian Pollock is in the house. Big things in the near future. Absolutely. Great filmmaker as well. And I'm very excited about what the future holds for all of us. And with that, I'm going to actually close out because I'll be here for another 4 hours talking. And I got to get my kids ready because we got a bunch of stuff we got to get done today. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. God bless you all. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you all tomorrow morning and 7 a.m. as always. Please remember, like, share, subscribe. If you think this is of value, share it with friends and subscribe it. There's a little button on the YouTube channel there. Just hit the little bell and you get notifications. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Anna. Have a good day. And God bless you. Make today great. Do the things that you love. Take care of yourselves. And as always, peace.